Hello, everybody. How you doing today? Good. I hope this is Farm Simulator 2019. This map here that I am going to be playing on for a few episodes, which I don't know how long I'm going to be playing on it, is called Durango. It is on Mod Hub right now on a contest to see whatever contest they're doing on Mod Hub. And if you want more into that description of what's going on Mod Hub, there's another creator that I can tell you that you can go and watch. His name is Daggerwin, and he is actually doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. And I'm playing it completely different than what he's doing. He's starting as a already have money, already got the property, etc. I'm playing from scratch. In other words, I don't start with property, no farm equipment, no nothing. I start out with whatever the money they give me at the start, and that's it. I'm going to see if I can either make whatever farm I build, last, or it's going to go bankrupt. And also, I plan on taking no loans. Now, I do have a ton of mods loaded, and if you are curious what those are, you are more than welcome to hit me up in Discord, which I will leave that link down below as well. Now, in retrospect, there should be house and everything else on this property, such as fence, buildings, swimming pools, etc. here at this place, but I did not want that. It's a modded house that you get. You also get one barn and also a grain silo that's usually right there. You get a barn here, and the house goes back that way. Since I said I am starting from scratch, this chunk of property I am not too worried about, but I would like to get this stuff set up. I'm going to leave that on 5 times. Traffic on. Oh, that on. Off, slow. Weathering off. Now on. Now let's get some property bought before I buy any. Now, you gotta also keep in mind this is a 4 times map, so it's 4 times bigger than a base game map. Let me get my cursor out of the way. So I am using an Xbox controller. Now I think Field 11 is probably the smallest one, but at the same time it is the closest, and that's still going to cost quite a bit. Field 15's out way too much. Geez, figured it'd be okay to buy some small cheap property and work from there, but it looks like 11 is probably the cheapest. Well, size wise, it looks like it's the smallest. Yeah, Field 11 is the smallest, but what does it look like? What's on it? Not that. Ah, wheat. That's fine. I will probably change Field 11 around because the fact of not technically owning any equipment. So let's go ahead. Now, I always use a case and a fent, but this time, like I said, I do have mods on, and the mod I am using is the modded case. This one right here. I like the Michelin's double front, old front end, which the difference between the old front and the new front is that. You either get the little light piece up there between the two lights and extra lights in the grill as you do on the new. It just changes the labels around. I like the looks of the old one, and also get a front end attachment. That way it can be a high horsepower front loader without having to need more extra tractors. And then I get that one and this one. Now, how much money do I have left? I have enough to get hopefully the cheap combine, a header, and maybe a wagon. Let me go with this wagon right here because it's going to cost me. Oh, wait a minute, not that one. Which one can I extend? I don't want to quite go broke, because I know I'm going to need quote-unquote money later. I know this here can hold up to... Uh-oh. My game froze. Ah, there it goes. That's a 12,000 capacity. What was this? 14 and 21. 31. I'll go ahead and get this one. It's not really the fact of it being more. It's just the idea of watching how much money I spend here at the beginning until I'm able to get... Apologize for the cough. Until I'm able to start rolling in that income. Come on. There it goes. Sometimes it gets finicky on the modded case of putting that front loader on versus the Fent. But sometimes it's okay. It's just, after you get it on, I usually just leave it. I don't take it on and off like other people do. Let's run this over to field 11. Now, as much experience I have on this map, I have enough to drive around to know where the basically your house should have been, and also where you can buy the equipment. Also, another thing I like about this map is how wide these roads are. They're not like the UK maps where they're real small and tiny. They are actually wide enough to where you can take a tractor with duals like you would here in the States where I'm from, which is wider than 4 meters. I pushed the wrong button. Now, I know a lot of you be like, Betz, you ain't gonna make it on a, starting from scratch with the smallest field. Trust me, I will either make it or I will go completely 100% bankrupt. Let me set the cruise control for I ain't holding down my throttle button on my controller here. One of these days I'll own a gas pedal and steering wheel. But yeah, I think Durango here will be a good map for... That will be a good substitute for the Great Western map that I started on. And the reason why I haven't done any more videos on it is because the time lapse that I was working on for Shotcut, it doesn't like doing them for the time lapse. And then I went ahead and kept working on them, the farm, such as crops, such as, doing the crops, etc. And I just proceed to go so far, and I never stopped playing it while I was working on the videos. Like, okay, I'm going to play Farm Sim today, and that was the only map I had. Well, not had, but the only map I was playing on. And so that's why I haven't put any on, because I advanced so far ahead of where I was doing my one video. So I'm going to try not to do that on this map as much as I want to play on. The only time I'm going to play this is when I'm recording on this map, and I'm going to keep my Great Western map as my, if I want to get on play Farmstead, that's what I'm going to play on. So I'm going to probably do a jump cut of me getting almost just done with this field, then I'll bring you guys back, because I'm going to try to avoid of doing all the time lapses like I would like to do, to a bare minimum of probably none at all, since Shotcut doesn't like doing it. So I will see you all here real shortly. Okay, people, let me get this one last strip here, and then we'll unload the combine inside the hopper trailer. And it looks like there's been a road accident, which for once I did not create. Hopefully they figure out what's going on, or I will just have to turn the AI off and turn them back on. Now, I don't know right where the sell points are at for like the wheat, barley, etc. So we will be finding that out here real shortly. I'm glad I went ahead and purchased a more larger trailer instead of one of the smaller ones like I normally would do, because of how much wheat we have gotten off this field. Now, gotta keep in mind, this field was not once fertilized or limed, so we did lose quite a bit of yield off of it. Make sure all my lights are turned off. It looks it. Let's go ahead and get in the case here. And let's find out where this sell point is. 1711 looks like it's the best at the bakery. And the bakery is not that far away, which is a good thing. Let's go ahead and run this over there, and I'll bring you guys back when I get over there, because I'm going to actually bump these two cars out of the way to see if they'll break up which road strike there is, or not. I was hoping to bump them to get them broke up, but we can fix this the easy way. Well, I'll bring you guys back here real shortly. Whoa, I found it. It's only a one-way in you gotta back into. Which I was actually expecting to have like a circle drive. Well, let me get this backed in. That's good enough. Now, I was thinking, because the fact that the field does need fertilized and it does need limed, about seeing which is the cheapest route to go for, such as a limer or a spreader. But we also have to keep in mind that we do need a seeder. And the seeder I am thinking about is... not that one. This one right here, because it does fertilize at the same time. Now, we would only be able to put one application of fertilizer on because of the fact of how much this is going to cost. Unless I get something like this, but this here will only do the small crops. Not a bigger, like, what does this do? 6 meters across versus 4 meters. That ain't that terrible, but for the price, I think this here be the best bet. versus one of these down here, which only does 3 meters. And it will cost more in seeding because it doesn't do fertilizing. Now this one does fertilizing, but it still costs at 36,000. Those pretty much do nothing. Well, that's 14, but it only does 4 meters. Like I said, I'll probably end up getting this and some seed because I don't have to work the ground with that. Okay, now let's run this back over to the field, and I'll bring you guys back when I get over to the shop where you can buy and sell your equipment at. That's where I'll bring you guys back at. Okay, people, we are here at the shop. Let me zoom in here so I can get ready to use my which I'm already doing a horrible job at. Now this normally holds 2,000 liters of seed, and I think that much in fertilizer, so I'll go ahead and fill both of these up. And I think I have a somewhat of an idea to keep making money while we are getting started here. Now, what seed and fertilizer I do not use, I will leave here for right now because of the fact of I don't really have an extra trailer to haul it back with me unless it's just one thing of fertilizer, in which there shouldn't be any left over. Funny thing is, it opens up the door for the seed, but it doesn't open it up for the fertilizer, so that's messed up. Well, I should have opened it up and not let the automated part opening and closing it up. Ah, it took it all. Let me go ahead and zoom back out, lower this back down. That worked. I'm going to take a job and hire a worker to seed the field. But before we get too far, I want to check what looks like it's paying out the most. It looks like soybeans is at 2,800, so we will probably start doing soybeans. I guess I could have put another thing of seed in. But my idea of doing another job while this is seeding, it would be another harvesting job. And since I can take the trailer with me with the combine, that's the reason why I went ahead and decided to do another job. And I will be doing that, like a cutscene of what I'm going to be doing, so... let me make a circle. I don't like how I approach this. Do-do-do, do-do-do. There we go. Slow down. Go ahead, hire a worker. Let me fire this up, move it out of the way a little bit. In reality, you would not be pulling a grain trailer with a combine because you get that right there. But since it's allowing me to do so and I can still drive it, that's the only reason why I'm doing it. And the job I thought about taking is this right here. It's field 23. It's not too big, I don't think, which 38 and 23, which are probably way over yonder. Right there's 25, there's 23. Sneeze break, sorry. 23, 33, and 38 is out of the ordinary, so the one that pays the most is 23, which 33 and 23 are on the opposite end of the map from each other. Is that correct? Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and take field 23, because it is the fact that it is paying more. No, field? No, never mind, I don't have the header for that one. Like I said, I am going to go ahead and take field 23, and I will bring you guys with me while we drive over there. Which, how do I get over to field 23? If I'm here, follow the railroad track. This way you guys can see, you know, at more of the map just like I can, even though we're at a blistering 13 miles an hour. But there are places that you can watch my horrible driving, but there are forestry work that you can do up in the mountains. There's nice flat planed areas. And most likely I will bring you guys back when I get over to field 23 because of how long this trip is going to take. I thought I'd bring you guys back and show you some interesting stonework we have here by the creator, which I don't remember the name of the creator that created this map, but I do like the stone hedge work that he did around here on this bridge for decoration looks. And a nice little waterfall. So yeah, I thought I'd bring you guys back. Oh, and right here's field 23, just in front of us. I am going to start the worker here on doing the harvesting while I take us back over and do some seeding before that worker completes the whole task by themselves. And this field looks like it's going to take me a little while long to do it. Yay. We can go ahead and detach the trailer from right here. Let me go ahead and get the worker started here. No backup. There we go. We want to make sure we get every inch of this crop done. And go ahead and fire this worker after we get to the almost the end here. Back up. Turn on seeder. Lower seeder. Okay. I know the AI is going to be doing so much better than I will because of the fact that it uses more of a true GPS straight line than I will, but I figure that we can do some of this before I sign off. So as for the idea for this farm that I'm going to try to create an empire from is to have as minimalist, not minimizing everything such as the farm equipment and stuff like that, but as to start out as a brand new farmer, which I've already said at the beginning, but the fact of to see how much harder it's going to be for somebody that has limited to no experience of playing farm sim of starting out on this map, and they are wanting a quote unquote challenge for the map is what I'm kind of going for. That's the reason why I'm starting out as a quote unquote new farmer and not as a existing multi-billion-dollar farmer. And another thing that I did say that Daggerwin is also playing on this map. I know that for a fact. He is another content creator here on YouTube. And he is one of the only ones I've found that plays a game to as close to realism as he can possibly can versus some of the other creators that I have seen and I don't really watch because they seem to goof around and they spawn in money. In which, if you like that kind of thing, that's, props to you, but I personally try to never spawn in money, such as changing, information into your personal game files or anything like that, or using some form of a cheat. Now, I have certain mods that can allow me to make tons of money, such as a government grant sign that can do it, the solar panels that can do it, and stuff like that, but I'm going to not use those on this like I have done on my own, like goofing around, playing around
and trying out certain mods, like a single player mode type thing. So this might be a one-off video if there isn't like really that many people into it, or it can be a series. I am going to leave that up to you guys on this map. So make sure you tell me down in the comments below if you actually would like to see this as a series, like a close to a realism series, or just a, like I said, a one off video of me showing a little bit of the new map Durango here off, like I'm doing today. Like I said, I'm just doing the one field, and yeah, I have a worker over working on another field of doing a harvest. So just in case you guys do say, yeah, we want to see more of this, I can be like, okay, I have money saved up some, and we can keep going. Versus, oh, well, they wanted to see more, and then I had to start all over. 80% full. Let me go ahead and stop what I'm doing here. 3 passes ain't that bad. Not on this little bitty combine. It's actually pretty good. I want to have it get to the end here. Go ahead and tell the worker they can stop. But no, this map kind of reminds me of like a mix of Utah, Mexico, Oklahoma, maybe parts of Nevada, all like combined into one. But I think it'd be a good multiplayer map as well as a single player. So why didn't a worker get that? That bugs me right there when a worker doesn't fully get a section of the field. Okay, but other than that, I am going to sign off here. So, thank you again for watching. Hopefully that this map is going to be really successful. And like I said, you can go on Mod Hub and find it on there. It is Durango. And other creators are also viewing over the map as well. Please tell me you can go around, you stupid AI. Oh, it's empty. Like I said, other content creators are also going over this map as well, such as Daggerwin, which I know I've said his name a couple of times already throughout the video, and I think maybe Chainsaw 100. I don't know. I haven't checked out see if he's doing it or what other farm simulator content creators are doing. But I know he is also doing it. But he also is checking out the third person mod and a few of the other mods that I don't have. But let me know down in the comments below if you guys actually want to see this a series. If you want me to start over and have the house, I'll be more than glad to. But other than that, thank you again for watching, and goodbye for now.